blastmusic247.com. We're changing the industry one artist at a time.
Jam in the center.
What's going on, y'all? It is another Friday night right here at the center. Got your boy Veep, Mike Precise, and my man, Mr. Scorpio. You ain't Scorpion King no more, man? You dropped the king?
Now, I'm still king. You are always king, but, you know, a lot of people don't know me on here, so.
I got you. Yeah, we're just chilling. The other faces you're normally used to, they might be out and about. They may pop in, who knows? But it's all good. That's what the center's all about. Real quick, Mike, how you doing, man? What's happening with you?
What's going on, man? What's happening, Mr. Scorpio? Good to meet you. It's a good place to chop it up, and we're gonna get to know each other over hip hop.
No doubt. So, Amit is new to here. A good friend of mine. I've known him. We over a decade now, at least, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Long time, man.
And you know, it's amazing. Majority of a lot of people that I know to this day, I met them online, and Amit and I got to meet. I don't know, maybe 5 years after that, and just been down to earth. Just it's good to always have someone that that got your back. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I've known Mike for probably 3 decades. We go way back. And we just grew together down here in Florida, and just to watch us mature, get married, have kids, and just to see life in itself, and still know that and still know that my brother got my back regardless. So it's just a wonderful thing to have. Yeah, exactly. It's just a wonderful thing to know that you got people that got your back. But so Amit, one of the things we like to do is we like to ask people, can you reminisce the first time you fell in love with hip hop? What song or what happened that made you say, I want that, or I love that I'm hearing?
I guess for me, I was born in the 70s, growing up in the 80s, so for me, especially like listening to Run DMC, LL Cool J, that's what I grew up on, and that's what made me, definitely love, hip hop, especially, back then with the giant boom boxes. It was, seeing people, especially since I'm in Jersey, going to New York, seeing people on the on the corners rapping and break dancing and stuff. And, I got into it at a young age.
Okay. Do you remember the first time you brought your coins together? The first album you ever bought? Do you remember what that was?
Yeah, the first album I ever bought that I purchased, my first tape, because, I'm that old. First tape I ever bought was Wu-Tang 36 Chambers.
Okay.
Yes, that was my first. Like, See, now again, before that, I was doing the blank tapes and, recording off the radio, recording off the radio, whatever I could.
As
But
soon as you
the
said that, I
first
knew what it
tape
was.
I actually bought was Wu-Tang. And I still remember when I got that tape, hiding it under my bed so my mom wouldn't find it. My mom was one of those moms that she was, strict on, what are you listening to? What are you playing? And
Wow.
I still remember to this day, every time, pulling it out when she wasn't around, playing it, and then putting it under my bed to make sure she wouldn't find it. But yeah, that was my first cassette.
Did you put it in the Walkman? Did you still have a Walkman at that time?
Yep, I had a Walkman at that time. Gray and orange Walkman. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, it's easy to hide that contraband, like put it in the
Walkman. So you lived in Jersey all your life, right, Ahmed?
Yeah, Jersey boy all my life.
Yep, I'm next door. I'm next door to you, bro. I'm next door.
So, wow. Did you ever go to a hip hop concert? And if you did, do you remember what that concert was?
Again, let me say again. My mom was a strict religious woman, and she's still here, so she still is a strict and religious woman.
Gotcha.
My first actual concert that I went to was as an adult.
Of course.
And who popped my concert cherry was one of my friends. Her name is Ellie. She took me to the Jay-Z and Beyonce concert. Like when she was like, "You never been to a concert?" I'm like, "I've never been to a concert. I was never allowed to go to a concert, and I wasn't going to take the chance because my mom always found out about everything. So I wasn't going to take the chance to try to sneak to one and find out." So, but yeah, my first concert was actually as an adult, and it was Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Was that in Jersey?
Yeah, it was at the Giants Stadium.
Wow, they sold that out, I bet.
Yeah, sold out. Wow. Sold out.
Ooh. Yeah, if I'd have known you back then, I would have I would have to teach you how to sneak out, man.
Look, don't get me wrong. I snuck out. I'm a Scorpio, so I was sneaking out for other reasons. I just wasn't sneaking out for the music.
Okay, all right. Because there's level. I get it. I get that 100%. There's levels to what you would try because you're considering the consequence.
Exactly. If I'm gonna get caught, I don't want to get caught and beat for a concert. That was not,
Not for that.
If I'm gonna get this beat, I'm gonna earn it. I got you.
I don't want to get beat for a concert. That wasn't, in my mind at that time.
Yeah. I definitely would have got you in trouble
That's wild.
Oh man.
So we've talked about a lot of things recently, and we talked about how growing up there are things we remember in our childhood which we still give hip hop the credit to. We were talking about TV shows we used to watch. We used to watch Sesame Street, Electric Company. We talked about Romper Room. We talked about all these things that we remember the development for us. And a lot of that had hip hop incorporated in it because they used to do rapping. They used to teach all that stuff. And I remember that to this day. And what do you remember in your childhood? Some of the shows, especially Saturday mornings and stuff like that.
Well, I'm about to say, now for me, I remember like they had it like back in those days. To me, this is again just to me. they were, in a sense, stealing the light from hip hop because they were using it, but they didn't have like they wasn't having Wu-Tang on Sesame Street back then. You know,
No.
they weren't, you know, really crossing over. Now again, it would be funny because like even back in those days, like you have what was that guy's name that used to like dancing to the oldies or sweating to the oldies? Richard Simmons, right?
Yeah, Richard Simmons. He passed. Yeah.
So even around that time, you had people like, you know, exercising to hip hop and stuff like that. But again, they were twisting it. It was almost like, you know, how Disney does with the Kids Bop. Like
super light.
They was using it to their advantage, but they weren't really, you know, bringing on people now. You know, when my kids, you know, growing up, I seen that more where, you know, Snoop Dogg, as you see, is pretty much in everything from Bacon to, you know, all the different TV shows that they have him on. So I see it, you know, more so now where they're, you know, the artists are crossing over, you know, the TV shows to acting. But, you know, I grew up watching Sesame Street. I grew up, you know, reading Rainbow, Mr. Rogers. Now, imagine Mr. Rogers. Imagine Mr. Rogers having a rap group. That would have been some stuff.
With them puppets on the other side of the wall over there. You know when they go with the little Charlie go through the tunnel and you go into the puppet world. Oh man!
I would have loved to see something like that back in the day.
That's hilarious.
The closest thing we got was Eddie Murphy, Mr. Robinson.
Oh, absolutely. That was on what? That was on SNL, right?
Saturday Night Live. Yeah, Eddie Murphy killed it with that Mr. Robinson neighborhood.
Yeah, he killed it doing the buckwheat impersonation.
Oh man, buckwheat, James Brown.
Yep.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy was hilarious.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, so even from there, you had the actors portraying the music people. But as far as, like I said, like back then in those times, like, you know, they weren't really bringing it on because, again, when it came down to hip hop and then, you know, with certain rap, you know, back then they were trying to ban it. They were trying to, you know, so they weren't, the doors wasn't as open as it is now.
I keep saying this, but just the last couple of weeks, it's just the content is just feeding into my rhymes. It's like I got a rhyme that said SOS. We had to save our songs. They had chicken nuggets rapping. You know, they's doing us wrong.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
McDonald's had a rap commercial.
Now it's funny that you brought that up because I remember it was Pusha T from the Clips, and he was talking about how he still make money to this day in royalties off of, I believe it was the Arby's commercials.
What? He did an Arby's joint?
He did an Arby's commercial, and again, see, they wasn't showing his face. It wasn't, but he did the music for one of the Arby's commercials, and even to this day, he still gets royalties from that.
Yeah, dope. As long as you didn't get robbed, you doing all right.
Absolutely.
Whole lot of stealing.
Absolutely.
I would say the rest of the rhyme, but we'll hold that. We'll hold that. It's all that. It's all that.
So, Mike, since you lived in New York most of your time, I know you and I were talking a little bit about how there were some songs that provoked aggression, violence, even. I want you to tell us the story of what you have seen, so that we can hear it through your eyes. Yeah.
We left off. We got sidetracked and went on to a whole better thing. Actually, what was it last week?
Last week, yeah.
But I got two getting jumped stories.
Okay.
That's when you know you from New York.
Three. Well, it's three. Really, it's three. But you know, one is I hold that one. But so this wasn't even a really violent, provoking type of song, but it was we was at Union Square. If you what did you ever went to Union Square back in the
I know what you're talking about. Yep.
In the 80s, Union Square was notorious. And I got a Union Square story and a Latin Quarter story. Never gotten no problems with no other club but them two. So he was at Union Square. It was supposed to have been 5 of us going. 5 or 6 of us going, because that's what you want it to be if you're going to Union Square.
Absolutely.
You never know.
That's like the tunnel. Anytime you go to the tunnel, you better go at least 10 feet.
Yo, but I never had nothing happen to me at the tunnel before. It was, not to me. I'll say not to me. So we was at the square, and it was Salt and Pepper was performing, and they was doing I think they was doing Tramp, and Salt and Pepper, they had at that point they still had a big catalog. This is like 87. This is 87.
Okay.
And so Salt and Pepper's big. All of a sudden, I think it was right as the song was ending. Some song was ending. I don't know what happened. Somebody was beefing, some pushing around, and then chaos. It's the fastest countdown to chaos you've ever seen in your life. It looked like a cowboy movie. Remember the cowboy movies when you be in the bar?
So it was a whole worn out.
It was the saloon. The entire club was chaotic, upstairs and downstairs. It went up to it started on the floor. It started on the dance floor, and then it like spread out like a virus. Oh my gosh! Now, if y'all remember Crush Groove, you remember the movie Crush Groove? Yeah. Go back and watch the movie Crush Groove. There was this this kind of light-skinned dude, big superhero looking V chest muscular dude. He was a bodyguard. He was either a bodyguard or a bouncer. I think he was a bodyguard and one of the bodyguards in the club in Crush Groove. I guess he was working Union Square, right? Because bouncers. I had a cousin that used to be a bouncer, and you can go from place to place. Whatever it was, this dude happened to be in Union Square. He was bouncing. I saw this brother with a police barricade. You know what the police barricades look like? Brother, you might as well have been holding a small tree.
Oh man,
dude was strong for real. It wasn't no fronting with this brother. He was hitting people with the police barricade inside the club. I don't even know why the police barricade was inside the club. It was probably blocking off from where the artist was or something. Because he came from the side somewhere. There's downstairs bathroom and there's upstairs. He came from a side somewhere. I said, "Yo, me and my dudes jumped up on the stage. There was a lot of people huddled up and crammed up on the stage. Union Square stage wasn't that big. It was full. I mean, if anybody would have pushed you just a little bit, you would fall off. It was full of people trying not to be in the melee in the club. And it was just chaos, man. And this dude is so he's just hitting people randomly. And
Did you ever find out what started it though?
No, I blame it on Brooklyn. You blame everything on Brooklyn. I'm sorry, but you blame it on Brooklyn.
Oh man.
Blame it on Brooklyn.
I just blame it on Brooklyn. We got off the stage. We trying to push our way through. We get to the stairs, and it's only three of us. We kind of get separated. I grab my homeboy in front of me, grab his shirt so we didn't get separated. My man grabbed my other dude, grabbed my shirt, and we just holding on so we don't get separated. We get to the stairs. There's some stairs, and then there's a little platform, and there's some other stairs to finish going to the regular floor, upstairs floor.
Mm-hmm.
Brother, we get so jammed up in there, and then there's some dudes that's just a mistaken. This is a thing for me. Mistaken identity. It's a horrible thing. They thought my man is Dominican. One of my boys is Dominican. Miguel. We gotta get him on the show.
Mm-hmm.
But some dudes behind us. I never forget this. A chubby dude with a 2-finger ring. I'll never forget it because I looked him square dead in his face, and he's saying whatever, thinking that we down with some other people. I don't know. I'm like, yo, nah, man. I don't know. We don't even know what you're talking about. And then my homeboy turns around and says, I don't know. Maybe he did some kind of gesture or did something. But guess what? It just so happened the people that we was all trying to get up the stairs with was with homeboy behind me. And
so y'all in the middle.
We in the middle of his boys.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man.
That's when you just gotta go back to back. Back to back. Whatever happened, happened.
Literally, that's what happened. I'm pushing. I'm pushing my boy up. I'm still trying to go up the stairs. Dudes is wailing on us, just punching. We get up to the middle platform, and that's when we just like swing. And we got separated. We ultimately got separated.
Yikes!
Nothing happened to me. I don't know how. I just got hit. Right? My other dude behind me, he got separated. Somehow he got pushed in front of us, and they went after him. He just dipped out of the club door and just kept running.
He left the homies. He would have to catch one. He would have to catch one just because of that. How do you need the homies?
Brother, I don't even know how many of them it was. I couldn't tell you how many of them it was. Because he said 3 dudes was chasing him. 3 dudes was getting at him. And the rest of them was getting at us on the platform.
Wow.
So my man, if we get Miguel on the show, he'll corroborate the story.
Okay.
Whoever had the razors, because dudes know how to sneak razors in the club.
That time, right in the cheek.
Yep. In the other cheek. Miguel got cut up. He got slashed like I think 2-3 times.
Damn.
And it hit me. I didn't get hit like that. And I'm like, oh man, the other dude with the ring, he caught my man right in the forehead, right in the middle of the forehead. And so he's bleeding from the forehead. He's bleeding on the side, his arm. And by this time, security is getting everybody out, getting very out. That's the only thing that saved us, because the dudes got hemmed up and tossed out. And That's it, man. We barely made it
all,
home.
all because of mistaken identity.
All because of mistaken identity. And it's a hot song playing. I don't know. I mean, I like I said, I don't know, man. I can't blame it on salt and pepper. So come on, that
Yeah, I'm
was
about to say salt and pepper. That ain't no,
this song though.
tear the club up by 3 6 Mafia like that.
Yo, Trap was a hot dancing song. That was a
Trap.
hot dancing song.
It
Remember the WAP?
Yeah.
That was a hot dancing song. So maybe somebody stepped on somebody. Maybe somebody did something. I don't know.
Bump into somebody or something.
Yeah, and
Damn,
we'll save the union. We'll save the Latin Quarter story for if I get my homeboy on the show.
That's cool.
the Latin Quarter story is that's
oh,
crazy too.
man.
It's not as bad as this one. It's not as bad as this one because we got away.
Is the Latin Quarter the one regarding the KRS song?
No, that was KRS. That was the infamous battle. And
Right.
Melly Mel and KRS. Because everywhere Melly went, he figured he owned the joint. Because he was the king, man. You gotta give it to him. Mel, and still is. I mean, he deserves all the props and more that he gets. Because Melly Mel was that dude, man. In the mid '80s, early and mid '80s.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not really mid, but early.
Yeah.
Early '80s. He was the dude. But yeah, that was bad. Union Square, we got jumped. I mean, Latin Quarters, we got jumped before we even got there. Walk into the club.
yo, Troy. Remind me never to go to the club with him, man.
That's why I said, I would have got you in trouble, man. And I was Mr. Nice Guy. I wasn't no street and fighting and that was not us. That was not us. We was all about. Yeah, we was all. I don't know what that was. Because we did. Well, we dressed crazy. That was one of the things. We dressed real ill back then. It wasn't no. That's the other thing. That's a misnomer that everybody dressed with chains and everybody was rocking Adidas and Pumas and hats backwards no, man, that's not true. Everybody wasn't looking like that.
Yeah, because like I said before, back around because you said even with Crush Groove. So back in that time, you had the rappers, but you also had the break dancers too. So you had a mixture of both.
Yeah.
Like that whole situation, if you was at a different club, could have just been a dance battle.
Yeah, and it was. That was regular. That was normal. That was normalcy. If you did not, if you again, I got this in a ride. If there was if you didn't see a circle, it's like what's going on. This is like that was a more of a grown folks type of night, or it was an older crowd back. Older crowd meaning like we like 17, 18, 19. Older crowd meaning you got dudes that's mid 20s and women. It's a women's type club. Like sometimes there's a club called the Red Parrot. The Red Parrot. Sometimes they would have a house music and some hip hop. You know what I'm saying? They would have house and hip hop. Red Parrot also would have straight hip hop, right? But the Red Parrot also had, this was grown. There wasn't, you had to come dressed up. You couldn't just come up in the Parrot any kind of looking way.
Dress shoes.
It was a straight hip hop club all the time.
So I got a question for y'all, since y'all kind of brought this up.
Sure.
Do you think, because you had mentioned, Troy, about the music causing, things.
Violence.
Do you think with the clubs, with the dress code, that if they up the dress code, you don't have issues.
It definitely made a difference.
At that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. At that time. Now I don't have.
No. I would
like,
agree with.
To me though, drunk is drunk. Drunk is drunk. So I didn't see, people like he said in that venue tear the club up, but I didn't also see people in suits dressed up tear the club up too. Like, anything involving liquor and alcohol, it's a 50-50 chance, that something's gonna go down.
Yeah, that dress code though, that also spoke to what was being played, like the flow for the flow for the night, what the DJ is going to be doing. If it's more dressed up, it's not. Yeah, you're gonna sweat your clothes, but it's not. It's just not the same. It's not the same as a straight hip hop party, because you playing. Now, don't get me wrong. And some of the they would play some R&B. You get some more kind of danceable hip, R&B-ish type songs. Because you had Teddy Riley stuff. Come on, Teddy Riley was the doggone king back then too, and those late '80s. So you had those that flavor type of songs was out. So it was kind of danceable songs, but you're not playing Luther, you're not playing, you're not playing. If it's Rick James, it's going to be in a mix. It's not, it's not like that. So you had different nights for different stuff. But nah, another song. Oh, we're supposed to be getting into the songs.
Well, I'll tell you what, you hold that, because I'll go ahead and drop a blast artist, and then we can come back with that for sure. So hold on to that. I wanted to ask you guys, especially Mike, when the intro came on, you don't hear the intro, right?
No.
To the show? You didn't? Okay. So I've been doing this other way to play the videos so that you guys can hear the audio, which is the way I've been playing it recently, Mike. So this blast artist for tonight, this is my homegirl, Demi Day. She's a blast artist. And the name of this song is called Void. Let's check it out.
It's Demi Day. Free my mind and leave the world behind. I buried all my time. I know it's all a lie. Okay, I've been out of my mind. Ain't been stressing about time, pressing rewind, see what I find. I reached the peak from behind. Yesteryear when I grind, future gon' shine. Know what I stand on and know what I land on. Oceans are blue, we lay the sand on, and we put our hands on every blessing and every lesson we need. Put my depression to sleep. Know my expression is better whenever I speak, whenever I breathe. Know that I am. If I can, this for the clan, this for the whole crew who support me, even in moments they don't understand. This ain't for the gram, this for my soul. Let it take hold, making me whole. Some of my parts be better when I take it back to the start, back to the heart, and all of that. Cardiovascular center legit. One with the rhythm, impeccable system. If they cannot match it, I don't really feel them. They cannot catch it, I ain't really near them. They are not true, I won't really hear them. One with myself, can't really fear them. Know that I'm up, no need to revere them. All that I am is all that I be. I do this for me, this is the void. Do this for me, this is the void. Do this for me. Free my mind and leave the world behind. I buried all my time. I know it's all a lie. Free my mind and leave the world behind. I buried all my time. I know it's all a lie.
She's good.
Yes, indeed. And that was Demi Day with The Void.
She's good. Yeah.
Yeah. She's got a lot of other stuff, and she's done some joints with D-Ray even, and
Okay.
she's really nice with it. So real quick, let me give my spiel. If you are an independent artist or a spoken word poet or up and coming comedian looking for some exposure, you can go to blastmusic247.com and register for free. But Blast is also looking for the fans. If you're a fan of great music, you can also go to blastmusic247.com, register as an unlimited fan, and have access to hundreds of independent music. Blast. We're constantly changing the industry one artist at a time. All right. So we're leaving a platform here for Mike to play storyteller, hip hop storyteller. I'm loving it though, because I mean I'm literally there with you, seeing the whole club.
Like especially the part getting stuck in between the stairs, and you got the guy up top and the guy at the bottom. Like, that was just a bad situation.
It was.
Bad situation.
Dang.
It was.
So tell us about the other one, brother, that you just remembered.
I can't. I seriously look forward to my homie coming on the show though, because he's got a whole hip hop background. He's a director. He directed a bunch of videos. He started out being a roadie in the 90s. I forgot for. But I gotta get him. I gotta get him on the show, man. It's hard to lock him down.
I got you.
But he's I know. Yo, when I get him, I'm definitely let you know. There's others. Those were just like the most drastic. But
most drastic.
Yeah, man. I mean, Lord, I forget what you know. You know what? If you were to put a call out for everybody that got crazy club near-death stories, shoot them our way.
No doubt.
Run them our way.
No doubt. I would do that too. If you got any situations that went down in the club, we'd love to hear your story.
Going down, dude. It's just so.
You'll have story for days.
Yeah. So Scorpio, man, it's this. I dropped out of mainstream hip hop pretty much the whole 90s and 2000s. I really wasn't paying that close attention. I had this whole transformation of my life, giving my life to God and everything, and so I only paid attention to my little world. I know, of course, I heard other stuff that was going on, but it's not like I was like really, really paying attention. If it came across me, okay. If I saw it, okay, whatever. But it's just that wasn't the focus of my life. I'm always going to be hip hop. It's like, it's in the veins. Yeah, and that's part of the reason. There's many reasons, but part of the thing that me and Veep connected on. That was the thing actually that we connected big on.
Yeah,
it was the music, and then he eventually just started giving me instrumentals because we was doing rap stuff. And I was just right to all these different instrumentals. But
oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot. Now you made me think of the pictures. I remember Troy, your pictures of when you was in a group.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Me and Elliot. Yeah.
Yeah, that just popped up in my head. Forgot about that.
Yeah. You know what? Why don't we start throwing these songs out? And I give you one. Since I'm guessing we're probably not that far in age difference.
No.
If you know 80s. So, Scorpio, do you remember a song from Stetsasonic? Remember Stetsasonic?
That sound real familiar.
It's a song called Go Stetsa. It's a song
it has
called Go
a
Stetsa.
breakbeat, right?
Yes, it starts out. Bang,
Oh,
bang, bang,
Yeah,
bang,
yeah,
bang.
what's up? Did they play it on MTV?
You know what? I guess maybe
I
they
don't know.
did. Well, I mean, definitely MTV Raps. I mean, definitely on your MTV Raps.
Yeah,
It had to have
it
been on
sounds
it.
real familiar.
But they Brooklyn guys and Queens. I mean, it's a mix. It's a mixture of Stetsasonic dudes. Um, but there was a group, and that Ghost Stetson song. I didn't even write that down. Troy, you know I always write crazy mad notes. I didn't even write
Right.
that down. I thought of it now because he was talking about these old club stories. But Ghost Stetson was one of them joints, man. Because, like I said, Belen Brooklyn,
Mhm.
go. They got there's a line at the end of the song. It just says, "Go Brooklyn, go Brooklyn, go
Yeah.
Brooklyn, go Brooklyn." With the beat banging crazy. It's just a serious crazy head nod,
Mhm.
banging, banging, banging beat, and it's like, "Go Brooklyn, go Brooklyn." Oh man, these dudes get full of
Get your
themselves.
hype.
Oh, it's a super get hype joint. Super get hype. And Brooke, oh man, you be dancing when that song come on. You know, you gotta be looking. Yeah, yeah, you gotta look. You better be looking. You better be looking, cause here come Brooklyn.
Yeah, full force.
Yeah, it was a problem. Nah, it wasn't even just in the club, and because we used to go to a bunch of a lot of college parties, right?
Okay.
And it was a lot cheaper to go to college parties too, and so a lot of parties. Hofstra University, that was a big hangout for us. Um, dude, oh geez, oh Lord, yeah, give me a minute on that one. Here, come up with a song. Give me a song. Well, all them colleges out on Long Island. There's a bunch of colleges out on Long Island. It is, we hit all of that stuff.
Yeah, the club days was always, well, in some cases, it's like what you talking about. It always started off fun.
Yeah,
Started off fun. Hopefully,
yep,
at the end of the night, it ended in fun. But
yep.
always depended on where you were at and what club you was going to.
Yep.
Mhm.
As I
Mhm.
got older, in my older days, I can't even say older. I was in my 20s. I was doing club promotions out over this way, in Philly and Delaware. So, it's the club. You definitely have many, many different experiences, especially with hip hop. You never know what you was going to get on a weekend
Mm-hmm.
night.
You see any artists come through while you doing that
Yeah,
promotion tour?
I had
Mm.
Little Wayne, Nicki Minaj, come through at Club Pro. This was over in Philly. Um, well, shit, there was a lot of names. We also did an event with the. This was back when they had what was those models with Eva? I
Models.
forgot.
Oh, top,
You know
top.
what I'm talking about, Troy? Yeah, the top model.
Yeah.
And that
Oh.
we did an event with them. Um, trying to just say like all the artists that we had, back in. I always wanted to get, Wu-Tang, but I was never able to hook up with them. But like I said, I had a connection that was able to get like down south artists, and like I said, with Lil Wayne and Rick Ross come out one time. I'm trying to think who else back in those days. Webby and
Mm.
Bootsy. Uh, like I said, this one I was doing club promotions, and this was probably like late yeah, late. I want to say like 2010.
Hmm.
Yeah, probably like nah, it had to be earlier than that. Probably like 2000, 2002, 2002, 2003.
Okay.
And then one of my boys actually had also a club over in Delaware, and I actually used to be a bouncer there. So like I said, a lot of experiences with the music, and it can be fun, especially when people are, like you said, just jamming and everybody's having a good time, and then it can also get very reckless.
Yeah, it get reckless.
It
Now,
can definitely get
people,
reckless.
society like to say just you blame the music for the violence. I When I was younger and maybe less insightful and less knowledgeable, I probably would agree because of what I saw.
Hmm.
But as you get older and you learn more and you get more understanding of what society is, what culture is, the difference between the two, our history. You understand? I was thinking of it earlier today. It's like a chicken or the egg type of syndrome. What comes first?
What's up, Kev?
Hey, what up, man?
It's our man Kevin Lawrence in the building.
What's up, man? He was down. Kev used to get up on these. I dragged Kev up on little platforms with me up in the hood, and we used to do rap stuff. we used to rap to a little. We used to rap to a drum. We had a drummer on the side, and just get up and just spit in the hood and doing outreaches at our church and just rapping in the street. Boy, we used to do that in the '90s. But nah, man. What come first, the chicken or the egg? You know what I'm saying? Does the violence, the music causes the violence? I don't think so. I don't think the music causes the violence.
Now, this is my thing with that, is that, again, you said, me and you was probably around, close to the same age. Back in our time, again, like Trent said, how you expect me to rap positive when positive ain't where I live. So back in those times,
exactly,
people was rapping about their community, about what they were seeing, about what they were experiencing. So you can't blame hip hop, at that time, for the violence and everything that was going on, because again, they were talking about what they were seeing, what they were living, what they were experiencing.
Right.
I think at some point, with the younger generation, it then turned into, while they're rapping what they're experiencing and what they're living, the youth took it as glorification. And even with that, I believe that the youth, a lot of the ones that took it that way, because they didn't have the parents instructing them, this is entertainment. Just like you go to the movies and watch a movie, this is entertainment. This is not something, that you're supposed to be copying and trying to imitate. So I think more so nowadays, yes, the music has had control, in a sense, or added, to violence. But like I said, back in those days, you can't say something is adding to something or doing something if, people, that's like a reporter, writing down what's going on in the hood and putting it in the newspaper. That doesn't make him or her guilty of what they just reported.
Right.
That's just my personal opinion.
I think of it as hip hop is not a cause, it's an effect. Hip hop is the whole hip hop culture is not a cause. Hip hop is an effect. It's an
Absolutely.
effect from what basically the hand society and culture dealt us. What else you gonna get? What if you put a whole bunch of it's like putting a whole bunch of stuff in a pot, a crock pot, and let's see what you get, right? You know, you got redlining and blockbusting. You got laws that are specific, really made for not for us, right? To put us in a box, all right? First of all, where do projects come from? We didn't build no doggone projects.
Exactly.
We didn't develop the programs that put us in a box. Right now, everybody doesn't stay in the box. There's people that get out. There's people that make it. There's people that do different things that better themselves through education, or that they don't depend on these things. Everybody don't fall to the streets, right?
Facts.
And the other thing is, the hood ain't all bad either.
Exactly.
So you got a lot. You got a lot going on. But when you're boxed in by society, and I'm glad we have all of these different studies that have been going on, where that shows the mental state that you can be living in day to day.
Yep.
And what it creates in your mind and how you view the world. It's altered when you get too many people in a small area. Your education is subpar.
Subpar, yep.
Right? Yes, you know, we always hear that pull yourself out by your bootstraps things, but we know what Dr. King said about the bootstraps, right? We ain't got no boots, and they ain't got no straps to pull on the boots.
Yep.
So when you have, oh my God, it's such a long thing to go. We can go all the way back to like the 30s, back to old movies. You know, there's when you also have this entertainment culture of romanticizing and glorifying crime itself. Period. We didn't make them old black and white mob movies.
Well, yeah.
That wasn't. I mean, we didn't make the movies, right? Stuff like that was going on in our neighborhoods too. But the white mob,
hip hop did as well, was it showed people, oh, this isn't just happening in this hood. This is happening in that hood. You know, oh, so you got New York. Oh, so this is happening down south. This is happening in California. So hip hop just brought it to the forefront that this is happening all throughout, you know, the United States.
Yes, but where did we get that from? Where did the brothers get that from? We didn't invent that. We didn't invent that. That all of that stuff come from, you know, different shaded folks.
Yep.
So and then so you this is if this is your model and your example, and then you got everything else in society and culture. And I'm not talking about, when I say culture, I'm not talking about hip hop culture. I'm not even talking about black culture. I'm talking about American culture. Right? American culture built what we come out from, is what I'm saying. American culture built where we come out of. Right? So when you talk about a hood, well, we're in the hood. I mean, we got to ask yourself questions. Projects is not magic, homie. It's not Willy Wonka. It's not you go through the doors and then there's all of a sudden there's just stuff that's just, this has always been here. No, it ain't always been here. This has been developed over time.
No doubt.
And then, like I said, hip hop is an effect, as a result. Hip hop is the result of these other things. It's not the cause. It's not the ultimate. It's not the ultimate cause. Take it back. Take another. Whatever you think you know the answer is. Take another step back. Think again. It's not. We no. We take the hand that we dealt and work it.
Yeah.
And now you got hip hop.
So when it comes to these situations with violence, it's not the song that made the violence. The violence was already within. The song itself was just the accelerant, if you will,
there you go,
to fuel whatever it was. Yeah. Well, it is
the set off.
And
jump off.
Violence hasn't changed. I mean, it's just decorated differently. But there's violence throughout lifetime.
Yep. How many rappers names? We could do that too. How many rappers names derived from a mob name, a famous gangster?
Yep.
Where you get that from?
There's Irv Gotti, right?
Yep.
Lots of them.
Yeah.
Scarface.
Scarface.
Go down the list,
The most famous of all, Biggie. Yeah. Biggie. Even though it was a movie, it was a movie character where he got his name from.
Yeah.
Still, that comes from that street, that blaxploitation era. When I was a kid, when I was a little kid, Harlem really looked like a blaxploitation movie. The 70s Harlem, it really looked like that.
Kev said Rick Ross, Junior Mafia. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, bro.
Lots of stuff come from that mob, because it's like they were bosses.
Yeah.
They was bosses, and they had power, and they was in the hood. All three. And if you a kid, like you said, Scorpio, if you ain't got nobody to tell you this is not what you want to be, man. What? No. If you don't have that.
In reality, especially nowadays, even if you have that, because like I said, now it's at a point where it's glorified. I remember watching a program, and it was Michael Irvin from football. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about his son. He was talking about his son. He's like, yeah, my son, he's a rapper, and he's rapping about this gun and that gun, and he was like, he lived in a gated community his whole life. But again, because now it's been instead of it being taken as, like I said, all entertainment and also to insight of what's going on, it has now turned, into glorification, where, just again with the mob bosses. Oh, I want to be like the mob. I want to be, it's, a shame that those are the choices that, especially a lot of our youth, that's what they're looking up to and what they want to imitate.
Yeah. Another issue I have, though, is when people say that, people don't understand that they don't really acknowledge, some people don't acknowledge the true influence that the music has. It's like, all the stuff we're seeing is true, but it's still an influence.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's all it is. But that's still big. That's still very important. Influences everything. And when you think about it, a major aspect of how money moves and how things just are is because You're trying to get influence. When you're paying, when you're on YouTube and you're monetizing and you got the ads, the only reason why they put
like you said earlier, what we were talking about earlier, how it's now integrated into everything. It's integrated into the Super Bowl. It's integrated into TV commercials. Like the hip hop has integrated into everything. So like you said, the influence, if you look at it even from that perspective, the ones that try to say, oh well, the violence, it started from that, it came from that, then why did y'all start including it in everything? Why isn't it in every advertisement? You have now literally put it in there. There's nowhere. It's in fashion.
Mm-hmm.
It's in
everywhere.
TV, it's in entertainment.
Ingrained.
Again, the influence is so strong that it's overseas. You can go to another country and see what originally started in New York. Like, so you can't deny the influence. Can't deny it.
Right.
It is now systemic. Hip hop is systemic in our society now. And if it wasn't, you wouldn't pay for the influence.
Yep.
The influence is valuable. You're paying for it. You want to put these dudes. I'm so glad these artists are getting these nice checks from these placements and movies and shows. And great, excellent, excellent.
So Kevin's saying there's
a cartoon.
Kevin says there's Korean drill out there now.
Oh my gosh, man!
There's Korean what?
Drill.
Oh, drill. What?
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I see that. I see the video of that on YouTube. I was like, damn. It's crazy. It's crazy how it has crossed into everything. It has an influence on everything now. Matter of fact, how you can tell it has influence. I know y'all never thought that y'all was going to see in the Olympics breakdance.
No.
I didn't even watch
that
part, and I heard about it from the girl that became famous for her special kind of breakdancing, whatever the hell you want to call it. But I was like, what in the world did they add breakdancing in the Olympics? Like,
I was so looking forward to that. I just got completely deflated, man. My balloon just shriveled up and just got. Oh man,
it's crazy.
I didn't even bother watching the men. I watched a little bit. I watched a little bit of it, but I watched the entire women's competition, and I shouldn't have. I should have waited and did the men's first. I'm sorry. I didn't want to take it. I didn't want to take it there. But,
yeah, we actually had a little segment of that we did on the show, and it was a mess, bro. It was.
But that's because of the influence, like you said. It's because of the influence.
Yeah,
the influence you can't deny it. You cannot deny it.
You don't know what you're gonna get. Not now.
And it's another thing. She went out there in all of her wrong glory and put it with gusto, like with passion behind it, like she really was doing something. Like Kevin said, Ray Gunn was the only white female.
Yeah.
like I said, I didn't even know about it until I seen it was a video that, or I think it was on Facebook, but it said on there, when you apply for a job and you lied on your resume.
Oh wow, yep.
When I seen that and clicked on it, I'm like, no, this can't be
Oh,
real.
she
I thought
studied.
somebody made it up. I literally had to go on YouTube and research this to find out, like, wow,
Word.
she really did this on the Olympic
She
platform.
studied hip hop though. She
Live.
studied
Like,
hip hop. Don't she have? She has. Don't she have like some kind of degree
She's got
in?
a she got a
yeah,
degree.
that was even worse. Like, she is actually
She's a
an
teacher.
instructor. Like,
She
she's a
studied.
dance instructor.
Yo,
Ridiculous.
and she ain't got no students now. She closed it up like Cobra Kai. Like Cobra Kai.
Again,
Y'all seen Cobra Kai?
the influence is that strong where I guarantee you she had people hitting her up to join her school. I still believe, because
You
again,
know what?
I guarantee you she actually got some people just from the
You probably right.
recognition of her being on the Olympics.
You probably right. You probably right. That's the world we live in.
That is crazy.
Like I
That's
told
the
you
world we live
before, with the all the, remember at late at night when they used to have the infomercials, and like I
Mhm.
said, they had the sweating the hip hop and all. Bro, they make millions of dollars with those DVDs. So again, the money is there because everybody is addicted to music. So trust me, she's getting a bag. She's getting a bag. You're probably gonna see her on a commercial or something doing her moves.
Yep. Yeah.
But she'll still.
If anything, it'll be something like laughing at yourself, joking at yourself. I don't know, because you can't come from the angle like this. She was fresh, she's dope or anything. You can't come from that angle. If you're gonna put her on something, it gotta be funny. So maybe she would be, put in a cartoon or something. I don't know, because that's what it was.
Man, as I said, because I even seen her interview where she was about to cry. She had in her mind that what she did was legitimate, authentic hip hop. She believed it, and I believed her because I was listening to what she was saying. But I'm like, why ain't nobody tell her?
It's Australia. Who's gonna tell her?
Like,
I don't know.
like, are you telling me she did not practice in front of somebody and somebody didn't give her the heads up? Like, you might want to rethink this routine. Like,
Yeah, ask a kangaroo.
Hey.
Kangaroo do.
I'm gonna start taking Kevin's phone away. Talk about the hot tour chick gonna spit bars next. He's stupid. Oh man.
Yeah, they just need to. Okay, y'all just leave hip hop alone now. Y'all try it. Don't even mess with it. Stick to the X Games and all that. Whatever. That's it. There could be some rap stuff in the X Games for just playing the music. That's it. Don't do nothing else.
And you know what's funny is
leave it alone.
And you know what's funny is you normally know how, let's say blacks finally have the opportunity for something, they screw it up, then that opportunity gets shut. We had nothing to do with the Olympics. Breaking gets there, she screwed it up. Now they took it away.
Yep.
But I heard that it was already determined that it wasn't going to come back. So I'm like, okay. Is that I didn't know if that story was really legit or what, but I saw an article that said they had already planned on not bringing it back. But you know what? they had the wrong people letting people in.
That
That's
part.
it. Yeah, they might have had good judges. I don't know, but yeah. Well, you know what? They did have good judges because she got a 0 from everybody.
You got a big old goose egg. And you know there was no brothers and sisters on the judging. So to the fact that they gave her a 0, that should be an indication. You stank.
That is true. That's true.
Man.
She was the nail in the coffin, Kevin says.
Yeah, the coffin was built. The coffin was already built.
Ew. So, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and land the plane, but Mr. Scorpio, I know we're working on trying to get you to land the podcast with us. I hope that still gonna come around.
The real coming soon.
My man. So what we normally do, we go ahead and give a little piece back to the community. What would you like to share with the people, Mr. Scorpio, before we head out?
Oh, did you say me or did you say
you? What would you like to tell the community before we head out?
Some parting words.
Parting words. Again, I appreciate y'all and thank y'all, for having me. For everybody, watching the podcast as well. Just wish everybody great blessings. Stay positive and keep it moving.
No doubt. Mike Precise, what would you like to say before we head out, brother?
Yeah, man, definitely appreciate chopping it up with my man Scorpio. Anybody that has a history and a connection with this rap world, this hip hop world, especially when you're next door in New Jersey, it's even more real, the camaraderie. How about that? Nice word right there. And so let's just keep it like that. Hip hop is the generations. I feel the generations need to come together more and appreciate each other more. We got many generations of hip hop now. I know everybody's not maybe raised the same, right. don't have the same experiences in life, but we do have certain commonalities. We do have certain things in common, straight up, just because we love this thing. And hip hop has changed a lot. I don't believe hip hop is dead.
Nope.
I don't. I used years ago. I thought that, especially after Nas said it. I was like, you're right. but no. Again, as you get older, that's you see things a little differently. I don't believe Nas would even say that anymore. But I think he has not said that. But I don't know. I just believe that the generations need to appreciate each other more and not have my age group and the generation before me keep talking down to the young rappers. Guidance, and if the guidance isn't accepted, oh well. I tried, and you got to keep trying though. You got to keep it like this is like your little nephew. Don't give up on him. Yep. So that's what I got to say.
So yeah, everybody, thank you for coming to hang out with us tonight. We appreciate you, Mr. Scorpio, again. And as you know, you're welcome to come by any Friday night. If you're not doing nothing, you're more than welcome to come chop it up with us, because that's what we do here. We just like to just talk about hip hop and nothing but hip hop. So everybody, hope to get to see you next Friday. And just like Rakim says, it ain't where you're from, it's where you at. So I always keep it at the center. You guys be safe, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
All right. Gotta read.
They used to jam in the center.